Great. We ask you to justify us, cleanse our minds, and help us to humble ourselves before you, to glorify you in the end, and to fulfill purpose and prepare ourselves to face the events of our coming upon us. As we go through the study, grant us clarity, grant us understanding, and plant principles of truth in our minds that will save us and take us to the feet of the brethren that are coming and help us all to enjoy the Sabbath day. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So, today we will be starting the third head of the paper theme. And that is the Justinian head. So we did the Sunday veneration head. We did the Constantinian head, and we are now on the Justinian head. Now an easy way to remember this head is this. That's an easy way to remember the 7 heads, right? Head, width. Brother Ray has showed us that a long time ago. So to remember the 7 heads, remember the initials, head and width. So this one is the Sunday veneration head, the Constantinian head, the Justinian head, the Western head, the Innocentian head, what again? Thomistic head, and the Tridentine head. That's a good way to remember the head, right? So, today we are starting the Justinian head. Now the Justinian head started in 538, where the Bishop of Rome was made the head of all the churches and the corrector of heretics. And it spanned until 1054 with the Great East-West Schism. That is what they call it in history, Great East-West Schism of 1054. That is when the churches in the east of the Roman Empire and the churches in the west of the Roman Empire, they were no longer unified, they had a split. Right? So, the Sunday veneration head, that period was spent exalting Sunday and denigrating the Sabbath. Right? And thus exalting the seat of the papacy. And the Constantinian head is treated for the past 2 weeks or 3. Constantine and the other emperors was used to exalt the seat of the papacy, to exalt the religion of the Bishop of Rome, the religion of the Catholic Church, right? So the Constantinian head ended when this head started, when Justinian came into the picture. This is him in the background. And he made the Bishop of Rome the head of all churches and the corrector of all heretics, right? So, just a little history as to the lead up of how Justinian came into the picture. Now, before 538, in 476, the western part of the Roman Empire had fallen to what is called the Germanic barbarians. Right? Now, the barbarians were anyone who was outside or not a part of the Roman Empire, the Romans considered as barbarians, right? And also their behavior. But the barbarians, they were Arian Christians. And this is Arian, and we discussed Arian a few times in the past. This is Arian. He Catholic Church was making up when they were deciding what is their doctrine, what they hold as their doctrinal limits. When they were discussing the Godhead, there was Athanasius who taught what the Catholic Church holds today as homoousia. And homoousia means substance, or one substance. And they came up with, Jesus, the Father, and the Holy Spirit is made up of one substance, some kind of essence pervading the three persons. And since they are made up of one substance, then since Jesus came from Mary, then Mary had to have some kind of holy body. So she is the mother of God. So that's where the teaching came from. But this man, Arian, he said no. Jesus, he is connected to the Godhead, but he is not God. He is not no substance. He is a God, a created God. That is what Arian taught. So when Arian taught that, the Catholic Church rejected his teaching, and they took up Athanasius' teaching, homoousia. And this man, Arian, he was excommunicated from the Catholic Church. He was deemed a heretic. His writings were burned and confiscated, and anyone who would follow him were executed, or they would be exiled out of the Roman Empire. So then, the barbarians who were outside of the Roman Empire, they were Arians. They were influenced by Arianism, that teaching that Jesus is a created God. Now in this picture here, there was someone called Ulpilas or Euphilus, however, the way to pronounce it. He was one of those who went around evangelizing Arianism to the barbarians. And he would go and do missionary work, and he would be preaching to the barbarians that, Jesus Christ is a God. So the barbarians always had a hatred for the Roman Catholic Church, for the papacy, because they thought it was unjust that they were to be exiled because they believed in Arianism, and they were exiled from the Roman Empire, and they were persecuted and executed and all these things, right? So the barbarians started to question the existence of the papacy. So these are the, remember in Daniel chapter 2, it has the 10 toes after all the nations. Yeah. These are the 10 barbarian nations. The Anglo-Saxons, which is North England today, the Franks, not France, the Visigoths, the Suevi, the Burgundians, the Alemanni or the Bavarians, the Lombards, the Carolites, the Vandals, and the Ostrogoths. So these barbarians started to threaten the existence of the papacy by starting invasion. They would go into the territory of the Roman Empire and invade the territory. They would pillage, they would rape, they would kill, they would steal, they would do everything that you could possibly think about. They would go and they would invade the territory of the Roman Empire and they would settle there. So by the time 476, before Emperor Justinian came on the scene, a lot of the western part of the Roman Empire was invaded by the barbarians, right? So, in 508, in 508, these Arian Christians who were violently threatening the existence of the papacy, this king now named Clovis, King Clovis, he was influenced by the religion of the Catholic Church. And his wife, this is his wife here, Clotilde. She was a Catholic and she influenced him with Catholicism. So, he decided to give military aid. He was emperor at that time. He decided, he was king of the Franks. He was king of the Franks, one of the barbarian nations. But he got influenced by his wife, Clotilde. And he became a Catholic and he said, you know what, he's going to give military aid to the Catholic Church to defeat his barbarian partners. Right? So by time 508, and I'll read a quotation from Uriah Smith, Daniel and Revelation, page 299. He says, thus in 508, terminated united resistance to the development of the papacy. The question of supremacy between Frank and Dutch, between the Catholic and the Arian religions, had been settled in the favor of the Catholics. So Clovis, he got his military and he went and he launched wars and he defeated most of all the barbarian nations that we saw before, most of them. And that is what King Clovis did in 508, and that is known in the Bible in Daniel chapter 12 as the first military aid that the Catholic Church got in terms of exalting itself as a power, right? So, in 553 now, in 553, so these are the events that leading up to how Justinian came on the scene, right? So in 553, after Clovis got rid of most of the barbarians from the western part of the Roman Empire, Justinian now, he was the emperor of the eastern part of the Roman Empire. He launched a war to retake the western half of the Roman Empire from the Arian barbarians that remained. Right? Justinian, he wanted to free Rome and the Pope from the threatening assault of the Arian barbarians. So this is a depiction of the Roman Empire. It's right here. And this is a depiction of the barbarians and how they took over. So most of them came from on this side. Germania and Somalia was mostly. Poland and Russia on this side. So they were mostly on this side and they came and they started to invade. This is the western part of the Roman Empire. It is Rome here, Italy here. So they came and they started to invade the western part. Because the eastern part is Constantine's time. Constantine moved to the eastern part of the Roman Empire and the eastern part was much stronger than the west. So the barbarians came and they invaded all these parts here. So from the top, the Anglo-Saxons came and they invaded here. And here is what we know as England today. They came and they invaded here. We know here is Germany today. The Alemanni or the Barbarians is Germany today. The France, you know, it is France today. The Burgundians, Switzerland. The Visigoths, Spain, the Portugal, the Lombards, you know, as Italy today. So all these barbarians came and they invaded all this territory that we see here. So King Clovis, he got rid of most of them. And then Justinian was emperor on this side. He decided he's going to get rid of the rest. So he can help the Catholic Church and he could exalt the religion of Rome and protect the Pope. So Justinian, he came now and he launched a war to get rid of some of these barbarians. The rest of them that King Clovis didn't get through it. And in 553 he launched the war and he made a decree. He made a decree saying that the Bishop of Rome here, the Bishop of Rome should be the head of all churches and the corrector of all heretics. Now remember, the barbarians thought that Jesus Christ was a Jew and they were exiled and persecuted from being part of the Catholic Church. And what the Catholics thought that no, Jesus is homoousia, one substance pervading the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit, and Mary and everything. So the barbarians threatened the existence of the Catholic Church, so Clovis under an emperor finally came in the scene to protect the Catholic Church. And 533, Emperor Justinian, he made a decree saying that the Bishop of Rome, the Bishop bishop of the Catholic Church. He is the head of all churches, and he is the corrector of all heretics. Right? And he continued military aid to the Catholic Church. Now I'll read a quote from the Codex Justinian, page 251 to 252 about the decree, right? It says, the emperor's letter must have been sent before the 25th of March 533. For in his letter of that date to Epifania, he speaks of it having been already dispatched, and repeats his decision that all affairs touching the church should be referred to the Pope, head of all bishops, and the true and effective corrector of heretics. And that is how Justinian came in the picture to protect the Catholic Church and its Pope. Right? So, I'll read the next quote from the same Codex Justinian, page 251. It says, when Justinian was about to begin the Vandal War in 533, an enterprise of no small magnitude and difficulty, he wished to secure the influence of the Bishop of Rome, who had then attained a position in which his opinion had great weight throughout a large part of Christendom. Justinian therefore took it upon himself to decide the contest which had long existed between the sees of Rome and Constantinople as to which should have the preference, by giving the preference to Rome in an official letter to the Pope, declaring in the fullest and most unequivocal terms that the bishop of that city should be the chief of the whole ecclesiastical body of the empire. So, the main point is, the East was basically Orthodox Catholic Christian, and the West was taken over by the barbarians. So Emperor Justinian, seeing that the Bishop of Rome already had a big influence throughout the whole Christendom, the whole Christian society, because remember Constantine before enforced the Nicene Creed and exalted the Bishop of Rome. Constantine had already do that, and he made the Catholic Church the state religion of the Roman Empire. So the Pope was already exalted and had a lot of influence. So when these barbarians threatened now the existence of the papacy and the Roman Catholic Church, Emperor Justinian, in his opinion, the Pope already had a big influence in the Roman Empire and in the Christian society. So he decided to give preference to the Bishop of Rome, and he got rid of the rest of the barbarians. Now, and that happened in 553. He made the decree in 553, and he launched a war. But we started Justinian head from 558. So why would we start from 558 if he made the decree that the Pope in Rome should be head of all churches then? See, these three barbarians here, the Ostrogoths, the Carolites, and the Vandals, they got a little trouble to defeat them. But by the time 538, these last three barbarians were finally defeated. So Emperor Justinian, he made the decree in 553 that the Pope should be head of all churches in 553. But these barbarians were still there fighting against papacy. So it is only in 558 that Emperor Justinian finally got rid of those three barbarian nations. And that is when the decree should finally take effect. Right? So I'll read another quote from the same book, page 112. It says, such was the position of affairs when AD 553, Justinian entered upon his Vandal and Gothic wars, wishing to obtain the influence of the Pope and the Catholic party. He issued the memorable decree, which was to constitute the Pope the head of all churches, and from the carrying out of which in 538 the period of papal supremacy is to be dated. No decree could be carried into effect until the Arian horns, which stood in its way, were overthrown. So the point of the quotation, brethren, is even though Justinian made the decree in 553, it could not take effect until the last three barbarians were defeated, because they were threatening. They were not just sitting there and settling and living peaceful. They were invading territories and threatening the existence of the papacy. So only in 558, when he got rid of those last three barbarians, that is only when the decree could take effect. The decree that says the Pope in Rome is the head of all churches and the corrector of all heretics. Now, in all the invasions, when Justinian went and conquered the rest of barbarians, it wasn't like he going to preach to them and he preached to them some nice and they became converted. No. It was like Moses, join us or die, right? And people were forced to be Catholic. They had to accept the Nicene Creed. They had to denounce believing that Jesus was a God. They had to denounce that, and they had to accept the Nicene Creed. And for those of you who know about Catholicism, or who were a Catholic before, you know that the Nicene Creed still exists today. You still have to repeat it today. And this is what the Nicene Creed says. It says, I believe in one God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, of all things visible and invisible. I believe in one Lord Jesus Christ, the only begotten Son of God, born of the Father before all ages, God from God, light from light, true God from true God, begotten, not made. So they put that fact to be opposed to Arianism, because Arianism thought that he was a created God. So they say begotten, not made. Co-substantial with the Father. Through him all things were made. For us men and for our salvation he came down from heaven, and by the Holy Spirit was incarnate of the Virgin Mary, and became man. For our sake he was crucified under Pontius Pilate. He suffered death and was buried, and rose again on the third day in accordance with the Scriptures. He ascended into heaven, and is seated at the right hand of the Father. He will come again in glory to judge the living and the dead, and his kingdom will have no end. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Lord, the giver of life, who proceeds from the Father and the Son, who with the Father and the Son is adored and glorified, who has spoken to the prophets. I believe in one, they had to accept it. I believe in one holy, Catholic, and apostolic church. I confess one baptism for the forgiveness of sins, and I look forward to the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come again. That is the 19th creed. All Catholics have to accept and believe today. So, but to some who may not know, it might sound right. But when they say they believe in one God, and Jesus Christ is the begotten of the Father, and the Holy Spirit came from them, they believe. Look at what they believe. That is what they believe. They believe God is made up of some kind of substance, and that substance pervades the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And since Jesus was born of the Virgin Mary, he has some kind of holy substance too. Hence he is the mother of God according to the Catholic Church. But we know that we believe that God is one, God is invisible, God is divine, God is spirit, and spirit is not tangible. No, it doesn't have flesh and bones, as Jesus said. So it cannot be made up of any kind of substance. God is divine, He is spirit, He is love. Right? And then we have the spiritual law. So God is not a substance. He's not made of anything tangible. Anything created, God is not made up of that. Right? God is God by nature. Neither is He a created God or a God like the Arians taught and the Watchtower teach us today. So He's neither of them. Right? But the barbarians, when Emperor Justinian had defeated them, they had to accept the Nicene Creed that God or Jesus is homoousia or one substance or essence, and there is only one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. There has to be a Catholic. If you are not a Catholic, you are a heretic. And you are destined to be persecuted, executed, killed, prison, private property taken away, and all those things. Right? So, and that's so hypocritical. At the end of the creed, it said, we believe in the resurrection of the dead. They don't believe in the resurrection of the dead. They believe when you die, you're going immediately to hell or you're going immediately to heaven according to our religion. And if you're sinful, it goes to hell, in purgatory where you burn forever and ever and ever and ever. Until if you have a relative, the relative pays indulgence. And as soon as the money hits the treasure chest, your soul flies immediately to heaven. Or if your family don't like you and they didn't say farewell, you have to burn there until you're purified and then you'll go to heaven. That is what they believe. They don't believe in any resurrection of the dead. Right? So, that is the Nicene Creed that the barbarians had to accept. Right? So Justinian in this quote from Taylor 1922, page 109. Taylor is a historian. He did a book on the rise and the fall of Rome. Right? So in 553, Justinian, emperor of the Eastern Rome, issued a decree declaring the Bishop of Rome the correct heretic and he had over all churches. Immediately the work of putting down Arianism was begun with new vengeance in order that the decree may become effective. And the very next year the Vandals were subjugated. This was being followed by the abolition of the Ostrogoths in 538. So between 553 to 538, Justinian continued his war to get rid of the barbarians, and the last ones, the Ostrogoths, they were finally uprooted in 538. And the decree that the Pope was the head of all churches and the corrector of all heretics finally took effect in 538. Hence why the Justinian head now started from 538. Right? So, all in all, Emperor Justinian, that's a summary of what we went through so far. Emperor Justinian, his interference was to exalt Rome, the Bishop of Rome. Right? So this is the beginning event that we went through so far. In 476, Arian barbarians took over the western part of the Roman Empire. In 508, the first military aid for the Catholic Church was given by King Clovis. In 553, Emperor Justinian launched a war to defeat the rest of the Arian nations, and he decreed the Pope the head of all churches and the corrector of heretics. And then by 558, the decree took effect when the last remaining tribes of the barbarians were defeated. That's what we cover so far. Everybody follow, right? Right. Next time. So, in Emperor Justinian's interference, what we could get from it is that he exalted or he decreed the supremacy of the Pope. he exalted the papacy even more. So think about it. Christ, in the time of Christ, Christ came, and then the religion Christianity came on the scene. And when Christ died and resurrected and went to heaven, it had the true Christian church being established. And then from that true Christian church, there had a big apostasy, a very big apostasy, in which the Roman Catholic Church came out of that apostasy. So the Roman Catholic Church wasn't formed by a person, abiding in the truth, seeing wrong going on, and they really want to preach the truth and do the right thing. No, the Roman Catholic Church was formed as an apostasy from the true truth. So first was the period of the Sunday veneration held, right? And that period was spent exalting Sunday and denigrating Sabbath. So let's follow the trend. True Christianity on the scene, then apostasy. The Sunday veneration held all the time, everyone was keeping the Sabbath. Then the Catholic Church started exalting Sunday and denigrating the 7-day Sabbath. Then Constantine came in the picture, and he exalted the papacy more by enforcing by law the teachings, which is the Nicene Creed, enforcing the teachings of the papacy, and that everyone has to follow these teachings. You have to accept the Nicene Creed before you are a heretic. And then with Emperor Justinian now, he came and further gave military aid to exalt the papacy even more and to get rid of anyone who was opposing the papacy, which was the barbarians. So Emperor Justinian's interference, he exalted the papacy. He had control of Christians by public law. It was a law. Imagine you're in Trinidad and Tobago. You are not forced to be a Catholic. You can choose if you want to be a Catholic or not. But in that time, the law of the land was either you are a Catholic or you are a heretic. You have to believe in Homoousia. The Godhead is one substance. Mary is the mother of God. You have to believe that there is only one holy apostolic Catholic church. You have to believe that. And if you are not a part of that, you are a heretic. And the consequences of being a heretic is private property taken away. You have to be exiled, leave your family, your home, everything, and go to the next land, however you survive, that is you, or be jailed, or be executed, right? So it was public law to control Christians. He used military to enforce his headship. So the military was used. Legal persecution, correcting heresy and heretics. So persecution, like how we have, in some places we have the death penalty for murderers or anybody who commits any crime of any high degree, we have death penalty. If they have death penalty, if you are not a Catholic, right? And liberty of conscience was attacked legally. It was legal to attack your liberty of conscience. And brethren, that is why we have to appreciate the liberty that we have today under the Republic and Constitution. We can believe whatever we want. We can serve God according to our conscience. And no one has to force us to believe in a false religion. Right? So, next up. So, Justinian, in doing these things, he broke a number of principles in the Bible. Right? So let's go into a few scriptures. So Constantine, turn to Daniel chapter 3, verse 8 to 18. Daniel chapter 3, verses 8 to 18. So Constantine and his interference, these are the things that he did. He broke religious rights. And our religious rights that we have, no establishment of religion. Italians came near and accused the Jews decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast in the midst of a burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy God, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my God, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if you be ready, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if you worship not, you shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hand? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. And he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy God, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. So here, Nebuchadnezzar established his religion. He made it law that everyone has to bow to this golden image that he set up. So in the Bible, there are principles laid out that no king, no governor, no emperor, no government should establish any kind of religion. And Emperor Justinian, when he interfered to exalt the papacy, he broke this biblical principle. Right? So let's move on to no prohibition of religion. Daniel chapter 6, verse 7, verse 8, verse 11. It's going to be free. Daniel chapter 6, verse 7, verse 8, and verse 11 to 13. But I can't remember, would you like to read this part?
Okay, brethren, Daniel chapter 6, verse 7, verse 8, then verse 11 to 15, right? Daniel chapter 6, from verse 7 and verse 8. And it says, After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast.
Daniel 6.
What's that one? 7. I want to work with it. Daniel chapter 6, right? Sorry, brethren. Like verse 7 and verse 8, it says, all the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. 6, 7, 8, right? Then verse 8 says, Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which alter it not. And And then verse 11 to 15 says, then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which alter it not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regarded not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Now, brethren, I must say something about this, right? Because, you know, brethren, I remember this account in my recent situation that some of us will know about. While I'm having Bible study early in the morning, I will have my window open for a little fresh air from me, and I will be having my study. And this cousin of mine, who is fighting against the faith, will come by the window and break bottle and curse and get on me bad and say, oh, yeah, this Christian is a Muslim. Or yeah, this Christian thing and so on, you know. So someone whispered to me, well, why don't you just close the window? I said, I'm not going to do that. The God I serve is able to save me. Yeah. I'm not going to close the window because some heathen, unconverted person threatening me with bottle and talk and so on. No, I'm going to stand firm in faith and thank God, brethren. As I always say this, as we stand firm to the faith. And I remember quoting this example to the person. I said, look at what Daniel did. Daniel could have said, well, a decree is passed against him. You know what? Let me just close the window. God will still hear the prayer. You know, no, brethren. These things are written in the Bible. So that when we read it, we must learn what God is saying to us when we read the account. So it's not just Daniel and story about Daniel. How did Daniel reach in death? How was God able to work with Daniel for him to get glory? You think if he had closed that window, they could have understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So we have to be faithful to God regardless of what we face, whatever situation, whatever circumstances. We just have to learn to abide, to be patient and wait on God. And He will do His part. Right?
So what they did was King Darius was influenced to prohibit Daniel's religion. And again the Bible sets this principle. And we saw the result of it. No emperor in government should pass any law that should prohibit a person's religion. Right? So the next point is the protection. No protection of religion. Right? So the camera, you want to see this? Daniel chapter 3 verse 29. Daniel chapter 3 and verse 29.
Daniel 3:29. Therefore, I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made desolate, because there is no other God that can deliver after this law.
So this is the instance of the same Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when they were delivered from the fiery furnace. Right? Jesus came and delivered them. And Nebuchadnezzar saw this. He said, you know what? Anybody that is to say anything against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's God, we will kill you. Right? So again, no what? Protection of religion. So Justinian interference in exalting the papacy, getting rid of the barbarians and forcing people to accept the 19th Creed and the Catholic Church, he broke these religious rights. No establishment of religion, no prohibition of religion, and no protection of religion.
Daniel chapter 6, I think, verse 1. Then they came here and came before the king concerning the king's decree, as thou dost find the decree, that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, favor, etc. Right? But the first I'm looking at is that every man that shall ask a petition of any god. So Lord, to protect a religion, always attack freedom. You understand? Because here they are being told, if any man shall ask a petition, that is a prayer when they will be speaking. You understand? And Daniel will be praying and he will be praying aloud. You understand? So Lord, to protect religion, or to prohibit religion, always attack freedom. Because they know their religion by how it is, but by also what it is. So when they try to close your mouth, know it's an attack against religious quality of God.
So all the events that we just went through, the Bible does tell us about these events, right? So let's look at the rise of the 10 barbarian nations and the fall of the Western Roman Empire is depicted in Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7. All the events that we just went through, it is referred to in scripture. So Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7 shows us the rise of the 10 barbarian nations and the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Right? It says, and after this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stung the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had what? 10 horns. So this fourth beast here is the fourth kingdom. Now, in Daniel chapter 7, the first three beasts, the first one was Babylon, the lion. The second one was the bear, the Medes and the Persian. The third one was the leopard, which is Greek. So the fourth kingdom it is speaking about here is Rome. Right? And then we are told that Rome had what? 10 horns. The lion is Babylon. The bear is the Medes and the Persian. The leopard is Greek. And the fourth beast is Rome. And the last part of the verse tells us Rome had how much horns?
10 horns.
So Rome was divided. But by the 10 barbarian nations, because before it was one Roman Empire, and eventually the empire got so big that the emperor called Diocletian split the empire in two, the western half and the eastern half, right? But as we saw before, the barbarians took over the western half. So when we say Rome was divided into 10, it's just speaking about the western half of the Roman Empire, right? But we saw that this scripture here tells us about the rise of the Roman Empire and its fall, where the 10 barbarian nations, which is the 10 horns, came in the picture, right? So the next scripture, the next point, the rise of the papacy at the overthrow of the last 3 barbarians is also depicted in Daniel chapter 7, verse 8 and verse 24. Daniel 7, verse 8 and verse 24. Remember we saw that Justinian overthrew the last 3 barbarians that exalt the papacy. These scriptures refer to that. So Daniel 7, verse 8 and verse 24, it says, I considered the horn, and behold, that is the 10 horns, the barbarian nation. I considered the horn, or the nation, 10 nations, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom, Daniel chapter 7, verse 8 and verse 24. There came up among them another little horn, before whom, meaning in front up in front of whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn, the little horn, were eyes like a man and a mouth speaking great things. Now in Daniel 7 here, the little horn that came up among the 10 horns or the 10 barbarian nations, the only and a horn symbolized a power, right? So while the 10 barbarian nations were existing, another little horn or little power came up, and the only power that came up, as we went to previously, is the Roman Catholic papacy, right? So we are told in verse 8 here that 3 of the 10 horns or 3 of the 10 barbarian nations were plucked up by the roots. So these are the last remaining 3 barbarian nations that Emperor Justinian had to get rid of to enforce the decree that the Pope should be the head of all churches, right? So all the events that we went through, they are referred to in Scripture. Verse 24. It says, and the 10 horns, the 10 barbarian nations, out of this kingdom are 10 kings. So the Bible explains itself. The 10 horns are what? 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, like the papacy. And he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue what? 3 kings. And again, we went to the events before. It was the Pope himself got rid of the 3 barbarians. It's Emperor Justinian, influenced by the Roman Catholic religion. He got rid of the rest of barbarians for the Catholic Church, as we went through just now, right? So all the events, brethren, it is in the Bible, it is in the prophecy, right? Another event is the papacy abuse of human rights and freedom. The same Daniel 7 verse 25. It shows the papacy's abuse of human rights and freedom. Right, Daniel 7 verse 25, it says, and he shall speak what? Great words against the Most High, and shall what? Wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and dividing of time. There's the 1260 years, right? So we see here that the papacy, who is speaking great words, shall wear out these things. So during this time, even true Christians were persecuted. Besides the barbarians, true Christians who did not accept the Nicene Creed were persecuted. Right? So the Bible does show us the papacy abusing human rights and freedom. Let's look at another scripture, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 7. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 7. Again, we will see the papacy's abuse of human rights and freedom. Revelation 13 verse 7, it says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given unto him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. So again here it is saying that the papacy made war with the saints. Right? So again the Bible does tell us about all the events that we went through. The Emperor Justinian abusing the 3 barbarian nations, the 10 barbarian nations coming into the picture, the papacy abusing human rights and freedom by their influence through all these emperors to establish their religion by law and to prohibit everybody else's religion, right? And to protect their religion, right? So Justinian, that is what he did. He established the religion of the Catholic Church. He prohibited anybody else that doesn't believe in 19 and he protected the religion of the Catholic Church. Right? So all these things were done because the men who make up the papacy, they don't know who God is, as he is revealed in Christ. So next question. So these people, everybody who is part of it, even though the papacy is one office, right? Criteria still are there. God on earth, right? Substitute Christ. And all the priests and everybody else who is there, everything that makes up the Roman Catholic religion, the Pope, the priests, all these people, they could have done these things because they do not know God. While the Pope is claiming to be God on earth, Christ on earth, he does not know who God is. While these emperors who influenced to establish the religion of the Catholic Church, they did not know who God is. Right? So let's look at John chapter 16, verse 1 to 3. John chapter 16, verse 1 to 3. John chapter 16, verse 1 to 3, it says, "These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh, when whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth what? God's service." So Christ knew these things was going to happen and he warned Christians. He said, people will kill you and they will actually think they are doing God's service. Right? And verse 3, "And these things will they do unto you, because they what? Have not known the Father nor me." So, the people that make up the papacy and the organization of the Roman Catholic religion, they don't know who God is. And they could have used emperors to enforce their religion, to persecute people, to kill people, women, child, babies, men, old people, anybody, they would kill them because they are not Catholics. And they could have done, they were thinking that they were doing God's service. The Pope claimed to be God on earth. Right? But these people, Jesus tells us that these people do not know who God is. And we know in John 17:3, knowing God, it says, "And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and what? Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent." So to know God is to know God and Christ. Or know God as he is revealed to the truths of Christ. So they don't have the truths of Christ, they don't have the gospel, so they can't show you or explain to you who God is because they don't know God. Right? To know God is to abide in his nature, which is love. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 6. 1 John chapter 3 verse 6. To know God is to abide in his nature, which is love. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 6. First John 3:6, it says, "Whosoever abideth in him," what? "Sinneth not. Whosoever sinneth had not what? Seen him, neither what? Known him." So when you are sinning, at that point in time, you do not know God. You are not seeing by understanding who God is. Amen. Any kind of explanation about God, that is not in your mind at the present. So whenever you are sinning, you do not know who God is. You have rejected the truths of God. You have rejected the knowledge of God. Right? Let's look at John chapter 15 and verse 10. John chapter 15 and verse 10.
Sister Ashley, could you say something on having the knowledge of God as just a theory based upon the text that you guys quoted?
Speaking about, since in that context, speaking about why the person is in sin. Well, yes, why a person is in the act, when a person is in sin, they could have a theory of the truth here. But while a person, the present time while the person is in sin, it depends on what is the situation. Because it depends on the situation. One, a person wouldn't be thinking about any truth whatsoever, and one, a person could have a theory of the truth and they would reason using words of truth, but they're actually wrong, they're wrong. Somebody could be actually doing something wrong and they think they are right by the way they reason.
That's why I love all the scriptures. Because the scriptures, we need to know that. In other words, God is saying, even though you just have a theory, God is identifying at that time as not knowing Him.
Amen.
Because it's not your experience.
Amen.
So the truth must be an experience in your heart that makes you really exalt God to be God alone.
Amen.
So it leaves out any just theory.
Amen. That's why the point is to know God is to abide in His nature, which is love. Right? So John chapter 15 and verse 10. It says, if you keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandment and abide in His love. So Jesus is telling us, when you are keeping His commandments, you are being obedient to the truth. It means that you are abiding in His love. So let's look what is His love. Right? And He says, as He kept His Father's commandment and abide in His love. So let's see what is Jesus' love and the Father's love. Right? 1 John chapter 4. 1 John chapter 4, verse 8. 1 John chapter 4 and verse 8. It says, and he that loveth not knoweth not God, for God what? Is love. So to know God is to abide in Him. And to abide in God, it means you abide in the truth of Christ and Christ in you. Christ in you, God in you. Right? You in Christ, you abide in the knowledge of God. You in Christ, Christ in you. You in the truth of God, God in you. Right? So to know God is to be abiding in the truth. And to be obedient to the truth. It's not just knowing the truth as Brother Cameron showed, but actually abiding in it and being obedient to it. Right? So knowing God makes us sin-free. 1 John chapter 3 and the same verse 6. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 6. Knowing God makes us sin-free. 1 John 3:6 it says, whosoever abideth in Him sinneth what? Not. So if you are abiding in God, you are not sinning. Right? Let's look at verse 9. Verse 9. Whosoever is born of God doth not what? Commit sin. For his what? Seed remaineth in him, and he what? Cannot sin, because he is born of God. So a person that is born of God, a person who is abiding in God, is sin free. Because the word, the seed which is the word of God, remains in the person. So the key to living sin free is the word of God must remain in you. The key to sanctification is for the word of God to remain in you. And you know, brethren, a real nice principle that I shared with some of the brethren this week is the key to sanctification, the key to overcoming all the problems, being depressed, being frustrated. You're tired of people doing it wrong, you're tired of your own self doing wrong. True. The key is abiding in the truth. Amen. It's simple. You abide in the truth. You make yourself a project, give yourself a project. Say, you know what? This week I go in and study my Bible. I go in and meditate on the things that I study. Do it for a day. Do it for 2 days. And be conscious of the experience that you have. And the mental peace that you have, compare it with anything else you just have pleasure in. Anything else that you have in, compare that mental peace to that and see if it's worth it. Because pleasure, as a wise person said on this pulpit before, pleasure is always mental. And pleasure that is mental is a conception in the mind. What you think is pleasure, what you perceive is pleasure. Right? But real pleasure is really having God abiding in you. Nothing that you could desire, nothing that you could think about, nothing that you could want could be compared to the experience that you have when God is abiding in you and when you are abiding in God and you're doing everything right. Right? Turn to Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3 on that same point. Verse 13 to 15. Proverbs chapter 3, 13 to 18. Right? It says, happy is the man that findeth what? Wisdom. And you know wisdom here is not just, we know wisdom is Christ. So wisdom wouldn't just be you knowing something, a theory. Wisdom will be you have to be abiding in Christ. You have to have Christ in you. Right? So happy is the man that findeth what? Wisdom. And the man that getteth what? Understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof better than fine gold. Brethren, think about this. You know, sometimes a lot of us, we read the scripture and like, yeah, that's a real nice truth, but we don't actually apply it to your everyday life. Yes, it's a nice truth, but then your mind going on, oh, making this amount of money. I want this, I want a car, I want more clothes, I want better mental life. And you know, you see a nice truth, but then your mind going off and thinking about those things. We are being told that wisdom, which is you knowing truth and abiding in the truth, it cannot be compared to getting silver. It cannot be compared to getting gold. Right? It continues, verse 15. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou can desire are not to be compared to her. You desire riches, that is nothing compared to Christ dwelling in you. You desire a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a relationship, and you're giving up the faith for that. That is nothing compared to Christ dwelling in you. Nothing you can desire. You desire to gratify some passion. You desire to go, you want entertainment, you want to watch movies, you want to learn, you want to go here and there. The pleasure that you think you're getting from that, that is nothing compared to Christ dwelling in you. Amen. So abide in the truth. Study a Bible for a whole day. Take a day off from work. Study a Bible for a whole day, and that mental peace that you get, compare that to everything else you just go after for pleasure. It cannot be compared. It cannot. So the key to sanctification, brethren, is, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. The peace that you get from abiding in the truth is nothing compared to everything else that you go after and that you give up the truth for. Because when the temptation comes, when you're abiding and you're experiencing that peace and you're conscious of it, and a temptation comes, you will be so angry with yourself to fall for that. And when it comes, think about how you just feel, how your mind just be. When you choose to fall to the temptation, think about how your mind just feels heavy. You feel frustrated, you feel depressed with yourself. Think about that, how you just feel, and say, you know what, I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to go through that again. And choose to reject the temptation and abide in the truth. So that is the key to sanctification, to maintaining being sin-free. That is the key. There is nothing compared, nothing to give us mental peace and mental satisfaction and true pleasure than Christ abiding in you. Right? Amen.
I just want to show the explanation that she just gave here in John 15, right? The explanation that Sister Ashley gave as far as abidance and being pure and having the peace of God, right? So John 15 from verse 3. Our Father, and I'll read now. It says, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. So it's showing us that having the abiding experience of the word is what keeps us clean, giving us the peace that Sister Ashley spoke about, right? Verse 4 says, abide in me, and I in you, mutual illness, God in us, we in him, right? As the branch cannot bear fruits of itself except it abide in the vine, which is Christ, right? No more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. So you see, you bring forth much fruit, and you have the peace of Christ, right? The peace that surpasses all understanding, right? For without me, you can do nothing. You see? And then it gives the explanation of if we don't abide, what happens. So having the peace of Christ is having the word of God in the heart. It's like the word says, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is true. John 17:17. So how are we made with the peace of God through sanctification?
Amen. Sasha, I want to contribute in a small way, a practical example of what you're talking about, right? Let's still be Hebrews chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11. I'll just give it from a certain point, because I hope today to have the final class with the parents, and which I will go into it much more, right? But in Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 25, from verse 25, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 25, it tells us, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. But what caused, we know this is talking about Moses, but what caused Moses to be like that? Verse 26 says, esteeming the reproach of Christ's great riches. Greater riches. Sorry, I have to read that again. Esteeming the reproach of Christ's greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. So as I said, brethren, we will be going more in depth in this in our little class today with the parents. But this is speaking about Moses. And we see Moses was a great figure in ancient Egypt. And he was exposed to much wealth and riches. You know, and look, he esteemed the greater riches of Christ than those treasures in Egypt. Right. See that? So there's a practical experience of what the sister is talking about.
Amen. Amen. And in the same Hebrews chapter 11, look at verse 35. Verse 35 explains, Christians who were persecuted and tortured. But when you are reading it, think about the mindset and the experience of these people. Hebrews 11:35, it says, women receive their dead raised to life again. For this part here. And others tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a what? Better resurrection. So there were women, there were Christians who preferred to be tortured, knowing that they would get a better resurrection.
One such person came to mind.
Amen. So think about the mindset of that person while being tortured. They could get relief. Well, what they were promising them relief, but they would still kill some of them anyway. But the point is, at the point in time, you are being promised you could get relief from physical discomfort. You know, a lot of us don't like discomfort at all. Physical discomfort, any kind of discomfort, you just don't like it. But look, these people will take discomfort. They are not willing to give up the faith to get a temporary
relief. They taught you, they bear the discomfort, keeping the truth in their mind that you know what, I'm going to be resurrected. And this is the kind of mindset that we have to have. Don't accept what you perceive to be a temporary relief or a temporary relief from any kind of discomfort. Don't give up the faith. That will only be temporary, or what? That will only be a perception in your mind. Because going against the truth, that is no discomfort at all, that person's conscience.
Yeah, I was just saying, the person that came to my mind was a woman by the name of Luther. In the book Fox's Book of Martyrs, they show that they did everything to try to get this woman to change. They brought her children, her family, everything for her to recant faith, and she will not recant. You see that, brethren? So as they speak about it, it shows this idea that some people have women more weak and more timid. The faith is what makes you strong. That is not to boast on men, because they might see some men, they're big and strong, but as they put a little pressure on them, they give in. Because the faith is what is making strong. That's the size of your body, how big your muscles is. You see, brethren, so the faith is what strengthens your mind. And as you train yourself to abide in the faith, you will be strong by the grace of God. So I say that to encourage us all. Look at even women, I remember that lady Luther. When I read her account and how they do everything to try to give her to turn back, and she will not recant. You see, so she died by the grace of God. Amen. Promised to be resurrected.
What about the faith that makes it different? In other words, what about it that will make you want to face that kind of pressure and not give up? What about it?
Well, you see, the faith itself, in the faith contains the righteousness of God. And to give up God, to deny God, just for some minor pain or persecution, is a terrible thing. So you will not, in other words, in your mind, to deny God, you must see denying God is the worst thing a person could ever do. The worst thing a person could ever do is to deny God. To say, God, you are not God alone. You are not to be glorified. That is the worst thing any human being could do. So in the faith is the righteousness of God. And the righteousness of God in your heart as an experience where you are abiding in it continually is what gives you the strength to resist the temptation.
So that the person must have an experience
of course, they must have an experience. Oh, that experience.
And that must be, the kingdom of God is righteousness, joy, and peace in the Holy Spirit. So in other words, a person must find meaning.
Amen.
And satisfaction and pleasure for their existence in God.
Amen.
And they will be willing to give up everything for this.
Amen.
And that is what the faith of Jesus Christ does.
Amen.
Explains that to us and gives us that experience.
Amen. Well said.
Exactly. And to go along with that, the Bible states that God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. So regardless of what we are experiencing, we're supposed to have the mind of Christ, the mind of Christ. You know? So what I am learning to do now by God's grace, by faith, you no longer go like a ant bite you, every little thing you ouch, and I am learning to endure those things. Even I think that's why God, I think that's why we are allowed to go through pain in our bodies. Sometimes we have a pain and we complain so much. But I am learning now to endure those things so that when the real time comes, I'll be able by faith to endure more than that.
And one more thing, sorry.
My servants. Brother, I called up the brother yesterday and he gave me a portion of scripture just to see it played out this morning. 1 Corinthians 10:13. There hath no temptation taken you, or such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above, that we are able. But will with temptation also make a way to escape, that he may be able to bear it. That day I thank God for that my brother gave me that blow that day. And here this morning because of his grace and his mercy. And I'm hearing the teachings this morning and it just cemented everything for me. So thanks be to Almighty God and you and the God bless God.
So, what the sister said here is what I was just going to ask. Why do people forget about testing? Why is it that when you face pressure, you face hardship, we have a tendency of always thinking, why is this happening to me? And forgetting about testing. When every single pressure and hardship that comes is a testing that you need for you. Because if you give in, it bring out the worst in you, or if not, they get stronger against the worst. So why is it that we have a tendency of forgetting about testing? Some people now come into Christ, as they come into Christ, the exact testing God is giving you for you to get stronger, to serve Him better, complaint comes, turn away comes. As if they just expect everything to be a smooth road. Jesus Himself came and taken hard, real hard. And yet still we expect it to be just running smoothly. When He already warned us that He facing, He overcome, trust in Him, and He will make you overcome. Amen. So what about testing? Is there not anything called testing anymore? You understand what I'm saying, right? So we need to face testing sometimes.
I just want to make a phrase in a publicity and understanding certain things. It will be wise, and when I say wise in your own self, I'm talking in the field, to learn with something, to hold on to something that is temporary, and forfeit yourself from the permanent. You know, like from everything being spoken by camera and stuff. You know, if you give up the faith to hold on to something that is temporary, and you continue the faith, it's permanency. Yeah. So it makes sense.
Right, because one last thing again too, because we need to remember this thing, that if you face a testing, especially like when you're now coming to Christ, you face certain type of testing. When you're there as a Christian already, you face a different type of testing. So let us assume you turn away after you face that testing. You expect it to be better? It can't be better. It will never be better. It will just get worse and worse and worse because you put yourself in the hands of the devil. When you put your foot forward, remember one thing. Once you put your foot forward in the real faith, we're not talking about that counterfeit religion. We're talking about the real faith. Once you put your foot forward in that faith, things will never be the same again. Amen. It is either for better or for what? Worse if you turn away. And you can't expect now to turn away when you're getting it tested and expect things to get better. Because not only certain faults will take a hold of you because you reject Christ for those faults, so the faults will now take a hold of you. You will ruin yourself like the Jews. Because you see how much bad faults they have in the world today? Almost every wrong could be attributed to them in the world today. That is what happens when you reject love for selfishness. It can't get better for you, it only will get worse. This is the reason why when you put your foot in this real faith, it's God that called you. And if He called you now, He called you for a purpose. Be a good child of God. Face what you have to face. Stand and see the salvation of God. Stand and see the victory. And get stronger. Because the end is not far, nevertheless. It's not far, nevertheless. It's close by. And you need the discipline of character or of personality. You need the discipline of personality. What you have to understand, you wouldn't get the discipline there. The discipline must start what? Now. Because it's that indiscipline that makes you become vulnerable. So you need the discipline now. And how far the discipline show you your mind, the insincerity that may be in your mind, the love of wrong that may be in your mind, the spirit of compromising that may be in your mind, whatever it show you, then you give up that. And once you give up that, you go to the next level. It's all in the Bible. Amen.
And for me, what I am thinking about is, that is why He described it as fire. No fire is cold, fire is hot. And so a trial is heated. So that way when you come out as the Bible says, as pure gold. So you come out stronger to be able to face the next test.
Right.
And like
country's pleasant sound. As I'm quoting from Sister White from the Great Controversy, this is the soft I was able to explain 543. She says, the time of trouble. Only those who have been diligent students of the scripture and who have received the love of the truth will be shielded from the powerful delusion that takes the world captive. By the Bible testimony, these will detect the deceiver in his disguise. To all the testing time will come. By the striving, by the sifting of temptation, the genuine Christian will be revealed. And the people of God now so firmly established upon His word that they would not yield to the influence of their senses, when they, in such a crisis, cling to the Bible and the Bible word. Satan will, if possible, prevent them from obtaining a preparation to stand in that day. He will so arrange affairs as to edge up their way, entangle them with earthly treasures, cause them to carry a heavy, wearisome burden that their hearts may be overcharged with the cares of life, and the day of trial may come upon them as a thief. Just in contrast to what that is being discussed.
So, Brethren, look at the same scripture, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, that the sister read, right? 1 Corinthians 10, verse 13, and look at verse 14. Verse 13, it says, "There had no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will, with the temptation, also make a way of escape, that ye may be able to what? Bear it." And then verse 14, he says, "Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry." So why first he's talking about temptation and God making a way of escape so that you would bear it, and then he says, "Flee from idolatry." It is because the way of escape that God gives us when a testing comes is for us to flee from idolatry. As the same thing Brother Madi is saying, to flee from any faults, to overcome the fault and to develop. But you know, while he was speaking, I was thinking why a person, why we don't remember that it is a test. Because at the point in time, we think that we are thinking about ourselves. And the selfishness, the idolatry. Because you're just thinking about yourself and how you in pain and how you hurting and how you discomfort and how you bad and how it affecting you. And you're just thinking about you and how you feeling. And that is selfishness, that is you're thinking about yourself. So that is why we forget that it's a test. But we are not to be thinking like that and just thinking about you and how you are affected. We are supposed to be interpreting the situation by faith.
And also, may I just ask, the question is, why this is happening to me? I am serving God right now. I am following Him. This is not supposed to happen. That's the basic thing the idea we are. I have done everything He said. We have followed exactly what the scripture said. Why is this happening? Well, Jesus did everything. More than us. Why is it happening to Him? You see, the point about it, it is happening for you to develop more. That is the real issue there. It is happening for you to develop more. So, if you say, my God, look how hard this temptation is, then God will be able to endure that. And when you reach there now, He knows at what spot or at what time to make a way for you to escape that. So that while in the temptation, you must remember, it doesn't last forever, it must have an end. So if it's somebody harassing you for 3 days, 3 weeks, it will have an end. But when it's finished, you know you are very strong. So why go through it and not at least gain something from it? Gain something moral from it. At least in the end you know, well, I'm better now than I was before. And in that same thing, God will find a way to make you get out. Look, we are given that to make us understand why temptation and why we should not think that we shouldn't get tested. We should never think, oh, testing shouldn't come to me. I follow God with all the best of my power, and look at what happened to me.
Amen. And no, brethren, the key to it is really studying your Bible, let God reveal principles of truth to you, and you apply it. Because you know, it's like Elijah. He was thinking he do everything good. He's the only one that remained. They kill out all the prophets, and he's the only one that remained that serving Yahweh. And God said, oh, I reserve how much 1,000 men that have not bowed their feet to Baal, bow their knees to Baal. So it is not you alone. Imagine Elijah now proved that Yahweh is the true God with the fire coming down from heaven. And after that, the 450 prophets, they were slaughtered. Imagine you now experience that wonderful miracle from God, proving that Yahweh is the true God. And as soon as you reach back to the city, Jezebel threatening you and you run. You get overwhelmed. And you know what? Sometime recently I studied the tribe of God, and Elijah came up. Any little thing can be temporarily overwhelmed. And he ready to run, and oh gosh, I the only one serving God, and you know why this happened to me, and these kind of things. We mustn't. These things are written for our good. So when we see something like that, we must be like Elijah. We must learn from Elijah and purpose in our hearts not to be temporarily overwhelmed by any situation that comes. Amen. Right? So, amen. And if even you are overwhelmed, quickly recover. Right? Because it won't make sense you're going back into that state of mind. As I said before, remember how you are in Christ, that peace that you feel, cherish that, have that as your ideal over every other experience. Right? So brethren, we have to close now. So, knowing God, we have to skip the rest of scriptures. Knowing God is to abide in His nature, which is love. Knowing God makes us sin-free. Knowing God makes us love God and our fellow men. And God alone is the penal judge of heresies, not the Catholic Church, not any government. God alone is the judge of our conscience. Right, brethren? So, please let us close. Amen. So, please let us close with a word of prayer. We'll continue next week, right? Our Father, which art in heaven, Yahweh, who art God alone, Yahweh, we know that the end is near, and we want to be prepared. So help us to be sincere. Help us to encourage ourselves like David encourage ourselves in the truth. Help us to study. Help us to apply the principles. And help us in every endeavor and in every experience. Help us to have you abiding in us as the ideal. Help us to overcome, strengthen us, encourage us, and help us to encourage each other also, and not be censorious. Help us to encourage each other in the faith, so that we all could overcome all our testings, and we could be prepared as a church to finish the work. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.